What does one say to an ancient Nephilim ghost?
I suppose you start with...
I like you. I like sex. It's nice.
Hello, my friend. Stay a while and listen.
What's going on YouTube? It's Filthy, and we're back with another Diablo 3 Season 34 video. This is episode 7 of our hardcore SSF playthrough. I think where we left off after the last episode was we were still looking for some set pieces because I've been dozy and I've not collected up enough materials to convert them. We've got 59 actually, so maybe we could just do that straight away. So 1, 2, so we just need that one difference, we need that one difference, we need these two difference, and I think maybe we can get that done. But this is going to be a little bit of RNG. Thank you again for all the comments on the last video, really helpful, very nice. Ooh, there we go, Roland's boots, new transmog, so we know we definitely need that one. Yeah, the comments really have been keeping me going, which has been cool. Fortunately, this last video did not get demonetized, so that is something as well. New transmog there, so that is good. I think we're definitely looking for gloves on the invoker and definitely not the shoulders. So there we go. So let's just have a little look-see at what remaining invoker piece it is that we need, which will be boots or a chest. So we're out of tries, unfortunately, but that's okay. So boot or chest and invoker, and then we can go and get that done. So I think we were crunching 90 last time. We've got 17 keys. Yeah, so I think we'll just carry on with 90 and jump straight back into it. And hopefully the remaining set piece will drop for us pretty quickly. And I think we went a little bit higher, didn't we? Because we got into the top 500 by clearing, I think, a 93. So I think the target for today will be to work on the altar. I've forgotten to check what we're going to be doing altar-wise after we've done the set piece thing. But I think if we can maybe get some keys, maybe get ourselves up to like 100 viable, then that would be nice, because this is probably 90 is probably just a little bit too low at the moment, because we, you know, if we had a better map, or if I was better at driving this horse, we would have finished this level probably already, and that's probably just a little bit too quick. I think maybe up the difficulty a little bit, so maybe we'll bounce out of this and start doing 92 maybe. See how that is. As we said last episode, every single time we gain gem levels, we do gain a little bit of power. And I can see lots of set pieces here, so that is potentially good. Try and not get annoyed by that, given that we just wasted 10 forgotten souls converting the icon chest, but okay, we'll take it on the chin. Again, perhaps maybe we shouldn't have gambled. Perhaps I should have just been patient and seen what the game gives us. We've got Blade of Prophecy sword as well. Not going to be using that. 1 minute I think is good, so let's try 92 and see how we're getting on with that. Yeah, that looks pretty good. Basically, if the elite gets vaporized in like a split second, then I think that's the kind of the right difficulty for us. So there's possibly a little bit of scope to go up. Now, somebody commented on the last video, really good idea. Now that we've got a spare squirt, we can sanctify up our weapon, so we can have a go at trying to get the Norvalds like sanctified. So that's worth it, because that's like 1 in 3 chance that that's going to work. And I think we probably need to be saving all the flails we get, because we are going to have to make a sanctified one. Because whilst this squirt's necklace is nice, with the double vitality, or the vitality on it is helpful for toughness, I think we do need to be getting that like a sanctified weapon will be adding like just a ton of power, and that might well be our way into 100 pretty quickly into this episode. So maybe when we get back to town, we'll have a little look in the stash and see if there is something that can be done, because I want to say we've got 2 spare in the stash, and if we do, then that is like roughly 66% chance So not bad. We picked up another crucible, and importantly, we've picked up an echoing nightmare key, which is potentially very useful. Again, somebody suggested we could take the gizzard gem in the echoing nightmares, and also somebody suggested that we could just simply pop the conduit at the start and try and look to time the 125 timeout at like the correct time. Right, let's pop Petrified Scream in. Got a slightly better belt, I want to say. Bit more cooldown. It's got nothing on the secondary of much use. I suppose the XP is probably a bit more useful potentially. Some Veer's trousers, we don't need those. Breastplate of a Khan, we don't need anymore. So let's salvage this stuff, and then tell you what, we should have looked at that Stone of Jordan. Didn't even see it. Completely missed that. Right. Where are we for our... There we go. So I must have got rid of the other flail. That's a bit of a whoopsie. So yeah, we'll just keep our eye out. So 1 in 3 chance for this. Let's see what we get. And we get the Falling Sword one. Now we're not going to salvage this immediately because we still do need a spare. But for the next one, we will again sanctify it and see how we do. All right, we're going to roll boots with a view to getting the Invoker, which we don't get. We've got enough stuff to convert. We can do 3 rolls at the conversion. So I guess let's do that. So we want boots or chest, I think is either. The odds are good. So convert set item and go the shoulders and out pop the boots. So if we just plop all of this stuff in. Do you know what we've forgotten to do, guys? We forgot to check whether Caverns of Frost is a bounty in Act 3. It is not. Right, now this is Leoric's Manor. So we want to go for this set dungeon thing. We can check the Shinbone as we go here, because it is of course just in this room on the right hand side. We don't get it. Again, this can take like 10 or 20 goes. But if you're going past anyway, you may as well look. The place we need to go is up here in this room over to this side. And there's no set dungeon for the AOV, so we're just going to grab that. Then we're going to go a Khan, grab that. Then we're going to go Roland, grab that. Then we're going to do Seeker of the Light and grab that. And that should be all of the set dungeon bits. Let's make sure we pop on all of our stuff. That looks good. We've still got the 6-piece bonus. Oh, we're missing a page. No, we've got all 4, just not in order. So one more altar unlock is done. Melee damage reduction, reduced damage from elites. I think we'll pick boss damage. Right, now ancient puzzle rings, super easy, but we're out of the bounty mats. Right, we're going to save Invoker. The reason we save Invoker is because we might want to do set dungeon, and I think that is the easiest one to do. The rest of the stuff now is for the bin, because we don't want to be playing any of this stuff. We do get some more Forgotten Souls from that, so that's good. And I guess we now go and do a set of bounties, because we're going to look for a Vision of Enmity. So we may as well get a bounty chest out of this for the Avarice Band, because I think that would be kind of useful. Unfortunately, the Ancient Puzzle is no problemo, because we've got 3 or 4 puzzle rings in the stash, and we've got the Angelic Crucibles to spare. I'm just going to leave the GR build on again, guys, because I just don't want the hassle of thinking about picking up gold. So we're just being lazy. Not going to change it. Now, we will probably get like 2 visions, I think, per bounty run. So there's one. Now, we're not going to jump in that now, because we don't want to run all the way back here. So we're just going to go smoke off, kill Obis the Mighty, and we're going to come back So that is him done. So we're going to go back now. We will go into this vision because we do need the bounty mats. I think it's going to be at least a couple of visions. We're probably going to pick everything up inside. I do tend to like just picking up the single forgotten soul items like rings, belts, that sort of stuff. But given that we are hungry for resources at the moment, we'll just pick everything up. And hopefully we'll score a couple of greater rift keys whilst we're in here as well. And a goblin floor would be absolutely magic. Don't like this tile set at all. Always find it very difficult to navigate around. If we do the inner layer first, then go around the outer layer, and then pick up this green source. We didn't need it for the wizard. Definitely not playing wizard. What's this? Flail. Probably rubbish. And we've messed up because we don't have the horse. It's okay. 200 flail, pair of pants. We've got a ring, boots, another ring. I'm wondering how many primals we're going to find in this entire 30-hour playthrough. Hopefully, I feel like I'm really dry on them on the main account. I think this has been my lowest season for the number of primals found. Right, so we're at the end of the Echoing Nightmare. Goblin is dead. We'll hoover up all this stuff. So plenty of items dropping, so that's good. So I don't think we need braces. We'll just pick up the green stuff, I think. Get the gut pet to gobble up those DBs. Pop the chest. Not many bounty mats. So yeah, maybe it's going to be 3 runs. It depends. It varies really as to how deep these things are. But let's go back to town. We need to salvage all this stuff anyway because we need our inventory to be free whilst we're picking stuff up. I don't think... Well, we've got a puzzle ring. That would have been sweet if it had been ancient. So puzzle ring can go in. Don't think any of this other stuff is anything that we're looking for. Arm guards might be useful. So I'm going to start trying to see if I can start setting up how my stash normally goes in the off season. The braces normally go there for me, so I'll make that a little brace tab. Oh, I didn't look at the Stone of Jordan again. Appear to just completely be not interested in Stone of Jordan, which is not good. Right, so that's one of the bounties done. Let's go and clear the icy pit in the ruins of Seshron. Which always makes me think of Chinese food. I do like a Chinese. Right, icy pit. In we go. We're going to leave whatever that was that dropped. We've got a goblin. What's he dropping us? He's dropping us a Willwood. And I can hear my wife printing something out whilst I'm doing this. So this is going to be interesting. Interesting couple of minutes ahead. Right, cursed event in the next bounty. Let's go do it. So if we get lucky, we'll get the Avarice Band, and then this will probably be the last set of bounties that we run, because I'm not sure how many more we'll need. But I do fancy an Avarice Band. So there is the chest, so I'll pop that. But obviously the great thing about the Altar of Rites is of course, all these bounty runs, we only have to do like half as many as we used to. Used to drive me absolutely mad looking for Avarice Bands. Again, on my main account, I like to play all 7 classes. I'm too lazy to take stuff from one follower to the next, so I tend to always need about 10 Avarice Bands or something stupid. So it is normally a little bit of a pain in the butt. Let's go do the keep depths level 2. We've gained a bunch of paragon points that we haven't added, so that is silly. But yeah, I think at the end of this episode we're going to be not a million miles off a quarter of the way through, which is pretty good. But we're still in the setup phase. Right, there we go. We've got ourselves the vision. I think we'll kill the dude, and we'll try and kill enough stuff. And go back. Another goblin. We just need a couple more dudes. There we go. Right, let's go and get that vision. Fingers crossed goblins this time will be lovely. Not this floor. Voodoo Mask, again, feeding into the game really wants me to play Witch Doctor. But I think we're still going to reject that idea, game. I still don't fancy it. Okay, we've got the next floor. I think we'll just grab these and then go. So back on to this wretched tile set. Two-handed axe, two-handed sword, pair of boots. Sometimes when you're doing this, you can just get set items for days, and it is quite the Echoing Night. Oh god, Visions of Enmity can be a very quick way of putting together all of your ancient stuff, because you just keep flipping through these, only pick up the green stuff and, like, you know, rings, amulets, that sort of stuff. Quite a efficient way to gear out a character. Obviously not good for Paragon. But there we go, we've got another squirts. So I didn't even check to see what the last one that we got dropped was. We've got some Natalia's boots for the Demon Hunter. Right, so jewellery is going to be in these last two tabs. So let's chuck in the spare squirts. What is it? It's lightning, attack speed, and crit damage. That's not bad, actually. That's an okay one. Once we find ourselves another Norval's flail. Ooh, poison resist and cooldown, and it is ancient. So let's roll this, because I've got a sneak feeling this is going to be an improvement. Punish damage obviously does nothing. We don't really want this life regen, so I probably wouldn't look to augment this piece, because like we're gaining like 1% in damage, but we're losing 3% in toughness, because we need the better stats on it. I'm wondering whether, yeah, we're still losing 2.5%. Poison res, pickup radius. I think we'll leave that. I don't think that's worthwhile equipping. We'll trade it in for the Forgotten Souls, I think. A good example that sometimes an ancient isn't always better. And obviously, but I don't think. Again, I'm not sure where we'll be up to with augments, but you'd hope with 30 hours you'd have pretty perfect or close to perfect gear. That would be the goal. So let's go do Sidea and see if the reward chest at the end is going to have in our pickup radius ring. But yeah, 30 hours, I tend to work off the basis it's about 20 hours of continual grinding to get really good gear on a character. So I think we probably should have enough time. Yeah, hardcore might make it a little bit more difficult. Like if we take a death, that's going to, you know, knock a bit of time off and stuff. We've got to leave enough time to actually get the pushes done as well. And we've got to bear in mind, we've got to grind our way up there. Right, this is a pain, because that is not in a good location, because we don't really want to come all the way back down here. So I'm just going to skip that one. We're just going to go and do the chest. Oh, I'll tell you what, let's not skip. Let's go in and look for the goblins. Let's hope. Let's see if this tip pays off. That'd be amazing if this tip pays off. It doesn't. I'm not going in for two-handed flail. But again, the goblin's going to be very helpful because they're going to generate gems, going to generate materials. But yeah, I think we're going to need probably about 15 Echoing Nightmare key things, I think, because we're probably going to, you know, we'll do an initial set of augments, and then we might have to do another set after that. So again, 30 hours. I'm not sure if that's going to be enough time to get the build fully orged, but it should be. Right, back to town. Let's see if we've got the avarice. We get 2 chances. And I always open in Act 1. I always open up here. And I don't know why. Oh, we've got one, I think. I think we got one. We did. Avarice Band. Awesome. So let's train Hadric with those things. Mr. Follower is currently rocking a blue ring. So he can most certainly take his Avarice Band. That helps out a bunch. And then let's go have a look and see, do we have enough for the altar unlock? Don't think so, because I think it's 50, isn't it? Let's go back to Crusader, I guess, because at least we know there's definitely a vision on the level 2 of this, and it saves us having to spawn one. I think that might just be job done. It is frustrating when they spawn in between bounties like this. Never feels good to do backtracking. Note, D4 devs, never fun to do backtracking. But in this occasion, hopefully it's worth it. Maybe we'll get rewarded. Maybe we will get the Goblin Field. So we will end up picking up the 2-handed flail that we said we weren't going to. Pair of gloves. A sword. Let's just go next level. I think we'll just try and whiz through this real quick. Again, like, the only real advantage to these Forgotten Souls is doing reforges, and I'm not sure that's going to have the impact. Primal! We've got a Primal! Oh, it's for the altar. Never mind, there we go. Primal number 2, guys. So that is happy days. 22 minutes into the video. Primal number 2. So we can feed the altar, so that's good. And we are at the end. Pop the chest, and that hopefully, I think, is enough stuff for the altar. I don't even know what's that? Is that the pole arm of Chaldeum or something like that? Maybe the pole arm of getting salvaged. Pledge of Chaldeum. I'm going to pledge that into my altar. We've got a couple of St. Archie's gauges. Again, probably won't use them. Ooh, that's quite tasty. Double crit on the Traveller's Pledge with the option to keep cooldown. Yeah, I think we were potentially going to use that. I have seen some people push with the Traveller's Pledge, so that's an option. Useful. Let's check the altar. Right, okay, we need the sanctified puzzle ring. So that's no problem, can afford that. So puzzle ring, check. And crucible, check. Don't need to check the power on it because obviously it doesn't matter. It's going straight in the cube. 5% damage, I think, is where we're heading next. So we'll sacrifice that. 300 Forgotten Souls. And we're okay on DB. So that is back onto GR grinding. I think that's the... Well, I mean, technically the Echoing Vision of Enmity is the best way, I think, to get the Forgotten Souls. But I'm quite happy doing it this way with doing GRs. So I think 92 was fine, so we'll stick on that. We've picked up a few keys doing those visions, so that should see us through for a little bit. And this is probably going to yield us the next flail of the charge, probably the fastest. We might have to do a bit of upgrading for that though. Running through Arcane is not a good idea. But a good idea is a shield pylon. We'll gobble that up. And This just means we're now no stress. Literally press the horse button, melt the screen. And the job is a good one. So nice map, this one. Have to see what we get at the end. Now, I'm not sure whether 30 hours was too long for this, because I think 23 hours left. It does seem like quite a long time to get stuff done. So I don't know, maybe next season we'll shorten it. I did have a crazy idea, actually. I was thinking about maybe if you do a 21-hour challenge, but you've got to do 3 hours on each class individually, because I think that could be quite fun, trying to work out the theory crafting of which would be the best way around to do it. Presumably you start on the Necro and use that as your class to 70, then you have to like jump onto something else that's got Legacy of Dreams and then something else. It'd be quite hard, I think, to get a build together in 3 hours, but that could be quite fun. And I do think the Legacy of Dreams gem would be the way to do that. But yeah, got lots of fun ideas for that. I'm hoping at some point in the next 6 months or so to set up channel memberships as well, which will give me a little bit more kind of like, I think, scope to do fun things like that and to do series like this where I'm not having to stress so much about am I getting the value for the time that I'm spending, making the videos, playing the game, that sort of stuff. So that's another thing potentially on the horizon. But I've got quite a big trip coming up in about 6 weeks, so I definitely don't want to be doing it before then. So it'll probably be, as I say, maybe 4 months, 6 months, something like that. Again, on the cards or on the list is potentially to go back and do a little bit of streaming, but I'm not sure whether that is still going to fit in with my sort of day-to-day life, because at the moment it's kind of nice to just be able to make these videos. I can fit them into my schedule. It's like 2 o'clock on a Sunday. I've got a spare hour. I can just jump on, I can make this video. Whereas I feel like when it's streaming, I feel like you've just got to be doing it for a bit longer, and you've got to be a bit more consistent with like your schedule. Whereas I could film 2 or 3 episodes of this over the weekend. I can edit them during the week, and there's no real kind of like pressure to get it done. But never say never is what I say. And we've got more Witch Doctor stuff, guys. This is very silly. Helltooth shoulders now. So the game is very much of the opinion that we should be doing something Witch Doctor related, but we're gonna reject again. We're gonna stick it in the bin and not look back. Now that's a thought I've just had. I'm not sure whether we've saved a spare potion. Right, 4 shards for the moment. Was shards something that we needed? No, it's Forgotten Souls, isn't it? So we can either start going shield, because it's such a hard item to roll. I think we probably still want to keep looking for the ancient pair of shoulders, as there's not that many shoulders in the pool, so the chances of getting the ancient one, I think, is not too bad. Or there is an argument that we should be doing chest at the moment because we don't have the double legendary node. I don't think. Or did we get that? Maybe we did get it. I think we did get it because we activated the potion, didn't we? And that's a point, actually. Does the follower have... A follower does not have the gloves of worship. Don't really like swapping the stuff around because I'll just forget. So if we put the gloves of worship on the follower, I'm pretty sure, let's just check. I'm pretty sure we unlocked the potion. Yeah, we did, yeah. So whilst we're doing these, we probably should have this on, because otherwise it really isn't doing very much for us. I mean, don't get me wrong, the shrine does last. I guess for these runs, because they're so short, the pile-on duration isn't a massive deal. So we'll leave it like this. The other options are Rogue, but you have to give up the average band for the Rogue. I just don't like swapping. And again, I know you can gear out like a separate follower for T16. I just always forget to swap them over, and I'm playing for ages. And I'm like, why is the pickup radius crap? Why do I not have any keys? But I suppose that maybe that's the sensible thing to do. Have one follower that holds the average band that you do for the keys, and then that way you should notice like a lack of average band pretty quickly in Tournament 16. Go back to town, swap the follower. I think it's more the other way around, isn't it? Is the problem like coming into the GR and not realizing that you've not got your Oculus. So maybe we could do that. We could put the Oculus on one follower and hope that we notice if we're missing that. Put the average band on the other one and hope that we notice we're missing that. But like, I don't think we need to sweat it. If we're doing 60-second runs, I don't think it's too much of a problem. It's more a little bit as you're going higher. And we probably should be doing 3 runs and then emptying rather than 2. Again, more Vias stuff. It is amazing how much crap you actually get on the smart loot system. I mean, like on the main accounts, I love it because I do enjoy finding other pieces and making other stuff, other characters. But for this particular challenge, this is no use. I've never really played like this before, as in hardcore's obviously something I used to do a lot on Xbox. Not really done much on PC, to be fair. But I've never ever just kind of single target focused one class, one build. I've always kind of just been like, well, I'll play a little bit of everything because I kind of want to just sample all the different bits and bobs across the course of the season. So I think this is going to be interesting just to see how quickly it all comes together, just going for the one character without like trying to set up a key build on Witch Doctor and looking for, you know, a level 1 Band of Might for my Barbarian. All these things. Nice map. Definitely one of the best for the AoV Fist of Heavens. The kind of like battlefield. Just like anything linear where we don't need to think. Just run along it. No problem. Can't get lost. Melt the screen. Happy days. Right. I'm not sure how many Forgotten Souls we need. It's completely gone out my short-term memory. What have we got there? A pair of boots. We've got a new AoV hat. Probably not going to use it. Was it 300? I think it was 300. So we're at 159. We've forgotten to do one of the gems. Ugh. Potato. Yeah, AoV hat I don't think we're going to use. I guess you never know. Right, we're just going to pick a few of these things that we definitely don't want and salvage them just so we've got the space to do a third run. We're out of gold now from powering, so legendary gem progress is going to slow somewhat. But yeah, I'm thinking a little bit now, maybe 95. Certainly we could go up in 93 and beat our record. We might have been kicked out the top 500. It's only been a day, so you never know. But we were only just sneaking in. I really need to have a push on the Crusader on my main account where I get the luxury of dying so that I at least have a bloody clue what I'm doing as and when it comes around for this. But I think that's going to be like our 20 plus, I think probably. It'll be hour whenever the build gets finished, I guess. But yeah, lovely stuff, this. And if we just keep doing this, then we will get those petrified scream keys. We will get lucky, get our primals, get the altar done, all that sort of stuff. We should have a little look and see if there's a bounty as well in Act 2 that has got the liquid rainbow. Right, we've got 2 squirts and a Traveller's Pledge. So let's see. Ooh, now that is sexy. That is 79 crit, already with a socket and strength. Not perfect, but pretty bloody good. We're going to chuck in the spare potion. We've got an ancient circle of Niluge Evol. We've got a not so nice Traveller's Pledge, but we'll put it in there as a spare. Did we get 3? We got 3 potions that run. Which was higher? 98, 51, and 52. So I guess we go 98, 98, number bigger, which means better. Now, we might make a primal squirts. That is something I certainly think we could do. So for the time being, we'll leave this one over here because we can re-roll that one comfortably, and we'll keep it. We're going to need a few squirts because we might make a primal one. Now, obviously, we want elements double crit. That is kind of where the dream is, but we maybe don't get it. We maybe compromise with double crit and strength, or element crit damage and strength. Right, shoulders, isn't it? So another AoV pair, again, not ancient. So we carry on looking. And then I think just straight back into those. And we had a few ancients there, so we're up to 211 on the Forgotten Soul. So another 90 or so. But this is a fairly efficient use of time at the moment because we're gaining Paragon, we're gaining gem levels, we're gaining the chance at primals, Echoing Nightmare Key, all the good stuff. Basically, whatever the game can drop us. The only thing we're missing really is keys. That's it. But this is perfect for the moment. And importantly, it's low stress. Because most stuff is dead by the time we get to it. And I'll take the Condi. Yep, very nice. And I tell you something else on my to-do list is to actually record a few more movie clips for the intros, because I really do like that about the channel. It does make me laugh even now, but I do feel like I haven't added anything new for quite some time. So somebody suggested Independence Day. It's a good one. So I will get that done, and then yeah, any other suggestions, I'll add them to the to-do list. I'll maybe dig out an hour or two at some point to get some done. We're going to run out of 100% upgrades on the Zeiss pretty soon, I think. Maybe one more run. I'm really tempted to put the Trapped in and like just jack it up to like 100. That's my temptation. Another nice map. So happy days. Very short-lived though, and now not so nice because we're in the keep depths. But we'll take what we're given. We'll work with it. And all we've got to do is make sure that we're following our way out of this godforsaken labyrinth. And it's fairly dense, this one, so this is not the end of the world. And there we go, we are out. Shield pylon. Happy days. Doors really are my nemesis. It's absolutely terrible when playing the Necro. Always forget to open doors. I'm starting to miss the Necro a little bit this season because I played it so much over like certainly 2 out of the last 3 were very Necro heavy. But I haven't aside from leveling with it this season, haven't touched it. Mainly, the theme does very little for it, so I'd rather go and do the Magic Missile Wizard. I'd rather go and do the Legacy Dreams Hota Barb. So maybe that'll be nice, maybe that'll be fresh if we get another season that Necro is quite strong. Right, so I think one more certain one. Yeah, okay, so next one we're going to run out of certain upgrades for that. More Witch Doctor items. We've got the Arakir, are they Arakir braces? Can't remember the name. They're the ones that do the fire bat and the life per hit. I'm not going to salvage them just because I want to remember the name. I'll open a T16. Let's leave because we get to have a little go at the Caverns of Frost. So let's use the mistake to our advantage. I mean, nothing wrong with doing keys. It's just I think we may as well press on with the gem levels. Right, Caverns of Frost. Do we have it? Can't tell from that. And clear the Vile Cavern. That's not it. I think it's the Mysterious Cave or something like that. Again, I should probably look that up so that I know what's to check. I also don't know if there's one, because we've got to go to Cathedral level 1 for the Mushroom. I don't know if there's like a guaranteed bounty for that. Right, we were not doing that, were we? We were going to go and do our last of 3 runs. We're doing them in batches of 3, rewarded with a delicious festering woods, which we can utterly crush. And we're not a bazillion miles away from the 800 Paragon. Especially if we crank it up a little, just a smidge. Get rid of that esoteric, getting trapped. And we could sneak up a little, I think. I mean, maps like this are always going to help. Look at that. Pylon, pylon, pylon. 3 pylons. Like, all next to each other. Just unbelievable. You live for moments like that. The Speed Drifter, you can sometimes get them. One of them, forget which map it is, one of the tile sets has got like almost potential insta-spawn. So you can get like 3 like immediately next to each other. Another Echoing Nightmare key, that is very useful. Right, let's do Trapped because I am keen to push a bit more damage in. We've still got the Boon of the Hoarder, and we've still got the Gem of Ease to do. And we will need Stricken for pushing. So that's not bad. 2 Petrified Screams. We need to do 1 for the altar anyway. We've got Z-Bar Belt here, Chilanix Chain, and another Compass Rose. So that can go in there. We're going to be putting our Petrified Screams somewhere in the first one, I think. I do need to sort this out. It's already annoying me. Coils of the First Spider is the name of the Firebat braces. That one eluded me. Again, I do need to get my butt moving on Witch Doctor. Need to find some gear pieces, I think. Khan's Manacles. That would have been cool. I was toying with maybe doing a Legacy of Dreams like playthrough or challenge, because I do fancy playing some Legacy of Dreams Shield Bash. I'm going to run out of time this season, unfortunately, with being out of commission for like 3 weeks in April. It's going to eat into the time somewhat. You can see how hard the double legendary from Kadala works on shoulders. If we roll, as an example, if we go and roll chests when we get back off the next 3 runs, you'll see the difference. It's huge. Definitely does not work on chests. Which is odd. Let's empower, because we may as well. But yeah, stuff like that really sloppy in this game. I don't understand why that never got fixed. The fact that the double legendary thing was busted on Kadala for certain items. Very, very mad. I know that there's probably nothing that's ever going to get done, but I do wonder if we do keep having seasons like this one that are just, you know, quite popular, I do wonder if with Microsoft taking over, whether they do think maybe we could pay somebody to try and figure this out and see if we could add a few little bits in, or perhaps we could move some numbers around. Something like that. There's always hope. And I guess if not, we'd be on Diablo 3 Remaster in about 7 years, something like that. Don't know, we might get a full 10 from D4 to D3, but we'll see. Shield pylon, we don't need it. The boss is already dead. Right, did not mean to do the Zais. Let's finish off the Boon of the Hoarder, I think. At least get it to 25 for the move speed. It's very much diminishing returns, this. Like 50-50 dropping gold. Once you get up to like 75% chance of dropping gold, doesn't really matter. Again, I don't see us building a terrible amount by way of augments through gems, but I suppose we could do, because we're only really concentrating on a few legendary gems, and we might get some spares. That's a little bit of a risk, so maybe we should take that risk now, actually, to get the spare legendary gems. So you chuck them on the floor in town, and then run your rift, and hope the game doesn't disconnect you. The other option is to leave them on another character, and run a rift, and then get a spare copy that way. That's another option. So maybe we should do that now. Get like 10 copies of Bane of the Trapped or something before we run any risk of losing it. Again, I'm not sure how much time to put into like redundancies and backups. I think it's just the games, we're so much more powerful now. There's so many more ways of getting things that I think even in hardcore, dying isn't necessarily quite the pain that it used to be. But yeah, let's get some spare legendary gems, I think. Well, in saying that, as we augment them, they'll disappear anyway, won't they? So we probably don't need to. Maybe we'll get one spare trapped. I think let's do that. And then if we do kick the bucket, then at least we'll have one legendary gem that adds damage as a spare. So let's just pick out a trapped, which is there. We should leave it on the ground like that, and then run the rift again. Let's just salvage a couple of things just to make sure we've got space to pick stuff up. We're out of gold again. So we could sanctify Puzzle Ring at the moment. That's not a terrible shout, because that would give us some gems, which would be useful, because we could probably then upgrade the gems in the gear to max level. It would give us enough gold, I think, to run a fair few empowered rifts more. And obviously, the quicker we can put the power on the character, the better. I'm kind of talking myself into this. I haven't looked at gold find at all, though, so we haven't saved any kind of gold find pieces, so we perhaps won't get exactly what we would want out of it. Because the puzzle ring video we did a while back showed that you do get an obscene amount of gold from doing those things. Power pylon, grab it. Grab whilst the grabbing is good. And the Iron Maiden did not want to die then. Picked up a fist weapon, and there we go. There is a spare Bane of the Trapped. So we'll go one more rift, and then the Boon of the Hoarder. It's done. We've got another Echoing Nightmare key, so that is very good news. Again, we'll do them in batches, I think. We'll probably want slightly better gear and stuff before we jump into that. But there we go. We can take our back our Bane of the Trapped. Obviously, risky thing to do if your Bane of the Trapped is level 150. If you get disconnected, that's a lot of gem levels to lose. But otherwise, not too bad. Right, we picked up another puzzle ring. So let's make it a little thing of puzzle rings. Cassette belt. I can't remember if we've got a spare of that. Yeah, maybe we do. But we'll chuck one in anyway. We do need Forgotten Souls, but I'm not sure quite how desperately. Right, in goes the Ember. And yeah, we're not far off. 2, 6, 8 on the Forgotten Souls. So I don't think we've got enough Ancients to have made that. Yeah, too short just. So yeah, one more and we're done. And saying that, we might get them on here. So I think it was 300. I hope it wasn't 500. Let's have a look. This could be the next altar unlock done. It is absolutely bob on, 300 precisely. So reduced damage taken by elites, I think is quite nice. Dodge chance up 5% is not that interesting. 5% damage, or double DBs. We don't need the resource, so let's go for that. Right, we do have to push up again, guys, now because we are blood shard limited. So let's get that done, and I think that makes sense. So let's see, we've got to go up another 7 tiers because it's 10 per level. So we've got to do 100 basically. So this is going to be a few goes. So we'll Mizzle and Power and get the rank on the Stone of Vengeance. But I'm hoping this is still going to be just a little bit of a, like, you know, whatever, we'll just blast it. I'm kind of hoping 100 will still be the same anyway. Like, we should just nail it. So we've got like 4 more tiers to go. That's going to be about twice as tough as this. So this is certainly doable. And it, obviously, you know, pylons will just be like, get yourself your shield, your conduit, your power pylon. You'll be crushing this. Speed is good. Explosions are not good, so let's not stand in that. Aren't you glad you're here for all these pro tips? Don't stand in explosions. So this should move us up the leaderboard, I think. So I'll be surprised if we're not top 500 at the end of this run. And then we can't be too far off the staff of herding, guys. I think we might have, largely speaking, done most of the altar. Although, of course, the staff of herding probably makes up about 15% of it. 110, obviously, with the Crusader is not going to be a problem. And then we'd only have like 20 tiers left until the target. So, of course, it gets exponentially more difficult. And we've got another primal, I think. We have Flail. It's 2 primals this episode. Not bad. And we've achieved new best rank. Oh, Darklight. Tasty. Shame we don't use it. Right, we may as well put the levels into, I was going to say the Zayas, but let's do the Boon of the Horde with 2 more. And that's got the move speed activated. So that's kind of nice. It's not bad, 2 primals in 1 episode. That's something to try and beat as well. So where did that put us? Because I was too excited at finding the primal. Tier 55. How do why is it not going? Challenge Rift. We don't want Challenge Rift. Tier 96. 495. So we just snuck in the top 500 again. But we need to do 100, so we should be, yeah, we should be like 400 and something. Right, let's. It always makes me sad salvaging something like this, like the Darklight. It does make me feel a bit sad. We can make a primal weapon now. So we could overwrite this and make it primal, or we can save them for the altar. So that's a little bit of a tricky one. So we get 25% damage reduction if we pick the middle one, and we get the triune circle if we pick the other one. I'm really tempted to just primal this weapon because like this is worth Forgotten Souls or something. So I think let's do this, and we can swap them later. I think this is a worthwhile use. We get attack speed, so we can roll that to damage percent. Okay, now we're in the oh, we've got absolutely no Forgotten Souls. So yeah, hopefully this doesn't take too many rolls. But we are in territory now where a death is gonna hurt. It really is. Now that we've got a primal weapon. But we'll save in the compass roses. We'll look at them later. There's no point looking at each one individually. Right, we've got the gift, so let's do that in the weapon. Let's take out the gem. Now, 37% increased damage. That's before we've rolled the damage percent, which should pick that up ever so slightly. Because of course the game factors in the attack speed. Which isn't necessarily going to be helpful. But the vitality is useful. Elite damage is okay. That's not too dissimilar to straight damage, but we'll just go straight damage. So you go 40% increase in power. And then we do have this as a spare. So again, we could sanctify that now. Maybe that wasn't the best choice, because we could sanctify this and see if we get the power. But we'll use this one for a little while. But we get half of the primordial ash back, because we're going to salvage this weapon at some point, I suspect, and make ourselves an angelic crucible one. But the other option is we could just make some angelic crucible squirts. I'm not sure what's going to be best. We're going to have to do 2 more to get the 100 done. But with this extra 40% damage, we should completely crush this, I think. And then that's good, because that means we're at 100. And 100 is good because that is the item cap. So we literally cannot make our build any better at finding items at this point. We can only make it a little bit faster. And as we can see already, it's kind of fast at 100. And it'll just grow in power. And that's, yeah, not bad. Not bad for 7 hours. Well and truly on the way. But I think this episode has kind of shown just the value in doing things really quickly, because like we found 3 Echoing Nightmare keys, found 2 primals. Now, of course, you're not going to get this kind of luck every episode, unless you're me, because I just seem to repeatedly keep getting good luck in this series. But you give yourself a better chance. The more things you can kind of like flip over faster and faster, the better. And this might be the clear done. So we just need 1 more, and I need to remember not to spend the shards, because we need them for the altar. There we go, 481. So not bad. I've got a couple of AOV pieces to have a look-see at. Chest, which is a difficult one to get, so fingers crossed that's ancient, with nice stats as well. But before we look at it, let's go and do the very last color. We'll do 101, because that way we can skip everybody who's just done 100 on the board. Sneak a little progress in, I guess. Jump in to the Oculus. And then after this, we'll drop it down to 100s, and we'll leave it there for a little bit whilst we go up the gems. And then I think we'll bridge head into like 105. And then from there, possibly up to 110. But we'll be fairly soon, I think, thinking about getting the first couple of augments on the build. Because we've got... Well, I'll have to decide what I'm going to do with the weapon, to be honest. Because there's no point augmenting that and then salvaging it. But we could leave it primal, I think, with the crafted one, and just focus on making like a different squirts better. The only thing I'm thinking is that squirts with the crit chance and socket was kind of nice. So again, we could slap an augment on that. I mean, there's nothing to stop us sanctifying a pair of gloves or one of the rings. Rings are really hard to get. So that's another option, I think, available to us. So I will have to have a little think about that. We missed the shield pylon completely. Make sure we don't click it. Okay, there we go. 428. So not bad. I'm terrified I'm going to click this pylon. Oh, look at that. Advanced level skills. And the Zeiss is now up to 95. So we've still got the naughty word of swiftness gem to do. I nearly said it then. That would have been annoying. Right. The chest, I guess, is what we want as ancient. We don't get it. It's slightly better. It's got like a nice high vitality roll on it. No secondary resist though. And the pants are not good either. So we may as well do this and then we'll think about what we're going to do after that. So I think is the 5% damage reduction from elites. That makes sense. Right. We now do have to do the Whisper of Atonement. So that is going to be the next thing. So I think that will probably be the first thing that we do on the next episode. Or maybe not the first thing. Maybe we'll warm into it. But that is the next task for the altar. Is 125. So we might try the pop the conduit strategy at the start. We don't have a gizzard gem leveled. We could do a unity, and we could do a traveler's pledge and compass rose. So there are a few options available to us. I'm just gonna sort out a little bit of this whilst we say goodbye. Right, that has been the episode, guys. Episode 7. So Echoing Nightmares is going to be next. I'm scared. I'm really worried about doing that. But again, we're just going to have to get it done because we do want to get the altar unlocked. I've been Filthy Casual. Take it easy, guys. Peace.